Senator, it's Angela Columbus from the Philadelphia Inquirer. I know you said you were trying to work within the parameters of what the governor has laid out. In your heart of hearts, though, since you have suspended a tax in the past, do you think going forward that this is better than what you had proposed last year? And do you think, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, do you think that, would you have preferred to see a statewide tax rather than this sort of this fee structure?
Well, I've had plenty of experience in the last 2 years of working in the parameters of different governors. And the governor last year had a whole different set of parameters. And in my heart of hearts, look, I cannot, in good conscience, think that anybody that cares about the environment, cares about making sure that the local communities aren't impacted higher than what the tax base can afford to repair. I can't believe anybody can be opposed to that. I mean, everybody wants to talk about the environment. This hits right to the heart of a statewide environmental program. Hits right to the heart of making sure those local uses, I mean, the local uses, preservation and improvement of municipal water supplies, maintenance and capital improvements to municipal waste and sewage systems. And look, those counties and those legislators that aren't impacted by this drilling speak to the impact that they have because they're downstream. So, you know, I believe in my heart of hearts that this is a better plan. This is a much better plan than last year. And although, look, the revenue, and I know that, you know, the gas industry may not be happy about how we modeled the revenue. But I can tell you it wasn't going to be less than what we put out last year. And so it is significantly more. And I have to believe that this is in the sweet spot of where, you know, I understand a majority of legislators could be.
Senator, this is Eric Bay with PAIndependent.com. I want to go back and talk about the distribution of the impact fee. You addressed the 36, 37, 27 portion of the local impact fee, but you have this three-way distribution between the local impacts, the conservation district, and the infrastructure impacts. Can you talk about, if you don't have numbers attached to that three-way distribution yet, can you talk about at least what your target is or what you'd like to see, what percentage to each of those three prongs?
Yeah, sure. And I think Pete, you might have missed it, but Pete asked me, look, you know, I'd like to see 60% back to the locals and divide it up according to those percentages. I think 20% to conservation districts and then 20% to, you know, addressing the statewide environmental infrastructure impacts makes sense. Can one number go up or down? One thing I just will not compromise on is taking more money away from the locals.
I did get disconnected for a minute, so I must have missed it.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, that's all right. How about, let me take two more, and then I'm going to hop off here.
Senator Mark Levy again from the AP. I just wanted to go back to one thing you just said. You had said, I can tell you it wasn't going to be less than what we put out last year in terms of revenue collection or projections. Why is that? Why wouldn't you put out something less than last year?
Well, because last year the argument was this industry is in its infancy. And many people, including myself, I believed it, and it was. I think this industry has grown. I think the industry is solid. Look,
the following participant has joined the conference.
I think some stability in gas prices. So, look, I think that there's a number that needs to be hit in order to for this industry to be responsible to the locals. And so not only are we looking at hitting a number, but we're looking at being fair.
Senator,
this is a balanced plan. One more question. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah. Are you willing to predict that you wouldn't be able to pass a budget if you don't address this issue?
No, I'm not willing to predict that, but I'm willing to say this. It ain't going to be easy because there are strong emotions on this issue in the legislature. And look, we were ready to pass this last year in October. You know, contrary to what my good friend Governor Rendell said publicly, we negotiated, we bargained in good faith. But when we were at the Arkansas level model, and he was at twice, or the House Democrats were at not only the highest tax rate in the nation, but double the highest tax rate in the nation, it's pretty tough to negotiate. It's pretty tough to come up with something fair that wasn't going to diminish investment in this industry in this Commonwealth. So, look, I think that we've got, again, we've hit a sweet spot that provides revenues that even those that oppose this industry can support. We've hit revenues that those that support the industry can support. And we've hit revenues that will have a huge, huge impact in helping those local communities. So thank you all very much, and see you next week.